playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Sound. Hi. Everybody's wondering where the sound was.
Here we are. We're back.
Yeah, and that's got to be Frank. This has got to be Frank.
Yeah, no sound.
This has got to be Frank. Hey, no sound.
It's your first time.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. We know, Frank. No, because I checked the levels of the board, and I'm like, it's not responding to the microphones. So I should start the whole show over again.
Really?
No.
You're being looked at.
Not really.
You're being looked at right now.
Literally a dozen people are wondering where the hell the sound was. Say hello to Charlie Brown.
What's going on there, CB?
You blockhead.
Yeah. Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
So, I guess I'll start to talk now since they ignored you for the first minute.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was looking for, I being the producer, I'm checking the mic levels and I'm watching the little lights going on, and they're like, nothing. It's like, shit.
Yeah, so Danny is the best team in the world.
Danny is the best team in the league.
The history of the world.
To recap what we've already gone over, welcome to the playoffs. Fantasy League playoffs are now. They're starting for pretty much everybody. I'm used to being in the playoffs, but I'm not. Fantasy football's stupid, and I don't want to do it anymore. It sucks. But I will be asking in April, when's the draft? And let's see what else. Oh, and Danny, D's Nuts, Heimbender.
Has the greatest team ever.
Good Lord, man.
All right. I mean, first of all, he is 550 points ahead of the guy in second.
That's me.
You.
That's me.
Which is you. I think
That's
I'm
me.
fourth or fifth in points. Regardless, that is an average of almost 35 points a week. He's 35 points a week better than the next guy every week.
You know, I lost to him by 0.7 points. I lost to him because of the stupid Cincinnati Bengals defense got -3. I could have had the team on a bye week, which, by the way, I had the Seattle defense since week 4. Okay, I saw that. So I could have had Seattle in. They were on a bye week, and I could have won that game.
Yeah.
I hate fantasy football.
Well, you lost by 0.7. For me last week, you would need to move the decimal over 2 places because he beat me by 70 last week, and I scored 130 points, which is
welcome to my world,
slightly
cupcake.
above league average. So yeah, and he just going out, he didn't care. He's just going to step on your throat and keep moving on. So at least last week he only got 8 from his kicker.
You hear that, Frank?
That was a plus. So
well, Frank is another one. Okay. Frank, we make fun of Frank. We call Frank Chalky because every draft we can sit there and we watch the ranking as the draft goes on, and we'll be sitting there, and especially online, and I'll go to Russ. I'll go, yeah, he's Puka Nacua. He's gonna pick because Puka Nacua is the player, and turn around. It's going to be Travis Etienne. Watch it, Travis Etienne. We call him Chalky, but Chalky went off this year. Yeah. Chalky kicked ass this year.
Chalk paid.
Well, he's listen. Frank has been doing this for a long time. He's had his ups. He's had his downs. He always has a great time. He's always got a smile on his face. And I of course I wish him nothing but success. You lucky son of a.
Yeah. Me too, Frank. Whatever he said, I agree. Frank beat me this year too.
Frank beat everybody's ass. Frank's got 2 leagues. He's in the Screw Football League, and he's in the what we call the Tennessee League, which is with Steph, who rejoined the Screw Football League this year. But and Frank's kicking ass in that league too. So
kicking ass and taking names.
It happens. That's where all my good luck went. All of it. Every last shred of it went there. So,
well, Phillip Rivers is starting today. Everybody saw that coming.
A quick aside for everybody who seems to be having a real good time roasting Phillip Rivers for being an old man and old this and old that, and he's going up against the Seattle defense, and everybody's expecting a massacre. And yeah, sure, there's a possibility, but there's this other possibility that you get Phillip Rivers, and that you get a much better performance than what you're expecting. And you know who's going to be sitting in front of the TV watching, going, me.
Well, my take on
this
it
guy
is that it's first of all, he has to give up, which we talked about pre-show, his Hall of Fame eligibility now at this point.
I still think that
if
they
he
can
goes
make an
out
exception
there,
for him.
well, I'm hoping they do. But if they don't, and he goes out there in one game and gets an injury, I'm not hoping for this, but it's possible. He's not a young guy, clearly. It's just, for me, it's a lot to risk. Now, I know the Colts were desperate. I mean, the Chargers were. I know that they were desperate, but regardless of that, still, if the Colts were looking ahead, thinking that they actually still have a playoff chance, I think it was just to get him in the building as soon as they can. I think even they have low expectations this week. I think they're not expecting him to do much other than just get familiar and to be able to give an assessment on him, because they don't even know what they have in Phillip Rivers.
I feel terrible for Brett Rippon, okay, the son of Mark Rippon. Yeah. He's been the practice squad quarterback all year. And the kid Riley Leonard that they stuck in there. By the way, Riley Leonard didn't look terrible, but he's a rookie, and he made rookie mistakes. But Leonard's hurt. Okay, I mean, honestly, if Leonard was healthy, there would be no need to get another quarterback, except maybe go get some, veteran in their 20s or 30s to sit on the bench behind him. But to be Brett Rippon, I'm here. I'm 22. I can play.
I can run.
Like, yeah, Brett. Yeah. Here's the tablet. Help Phil get up to speed. Help the guy get up to speed. The guy old enough to be your father. So kudos to you, young man. I mean, yes, you're getting paid to hold the tablet and get Phil up to speed. And I feel bad. You just got passed over by everybody. But, yeah, I see Phil having a decent game, throwing 25 to 30 passes, only by virtue of the fact that they're probably going to be trailing in the fourth quarter. So he's probably going to throw 10 times in the fourth quarter. But he's going to hand that ball off to Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good year. Yeah, he's up to 1,400 yards.
A bunch
of touchdowns.
Exactly.
How about this? I read something of Cam Newton resurfacing. But wait, this was again him putting himself out there and saying, well, I feel slighted because the Colts picked Rivers. You know what Cam should just do at this point? Just stop.
I'm a fan. Okay, I'm a Cam fan.
Listen, for 2 years, he was the best football player on the planet.
Football player?
Yeah, for 2 years. Okay, a whole 2 years. And then the real Cam came out, and the inability and the maybe lack of desire to be better than what you are currently. Never working really hard. I've said this over the years. Some of these kids, these busts that we'll say the number one picks.
Busts.
In any sport, their entire life, they're being told they're the greatest.
You're the best.
You're
so good.
Supporting cast is always so supporting. They've got every potential advantage in the world at their disposal. Now, granted, they are super talented, and they would not be if they were in that position. But my point is that if you've never had to work hard for what you've earned, then one, it has no value, and two, you don't know what it takes to keep that level of success up.
I don't doubt Cam's work ethic. I don't doubt it. Now, maybe he had a little bit of superstar juice after winning the MVP and putting the entire team on his back and carrying them to the Super Bowl, both rushing and throwing. Yeah. Okay, well-deserved. But your time has passed. The body of work that I saw with the New England Patriots, and then later at the very end of his career, going back to Carolina, I saw, sorry, you're washed. You were washed. You were probably washed a year or two.
It was quick. It happened quick. The rise and fall. It was quick.
Sorry.
But anyway, not to spend too much time.
Listen, a lot of elite players, a lot of great players, you can measure before and after a major injury. And with Cam, it was before and after the major knee injury. A couple of years after his epic 2-year run, he had a major knee injury, ACL surgery. Wasn't as explosive.
No.
Was making business decisions.
Literally. And dressing funny.
And buying funny hats.
Yeah. So, back to this game, I just think...
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, whoever's calling that game is going to be like, oh, he looks like he still has it, or do you see that throw? I don't think it's going to end well for Phillip Rivers and the Colts. But...
I think you're wrong.
I guess we'll see.
I think you're wrong.
Yeah. He's going against one of the best defenses in football. There's a reason why that line is 14. So Vegas really isn't giving them much respect either, and I kind of follow that same. So pick the game. It still is a lot of points, and it's difficult to beat anybody by 14 points. It's 14 now.
14 now.
Yeah. I to be honest with you, I am probably going to still take the Colts, getting the 14 points.
You're going to take those 14.
Yeah, because again, they're going to try.
Touchdowns.
They're going to do everything they can to keep the Seahawks to a limited number of plays, because the only thing they can do is just run the ball, and they got a guy that can do it. Now, he may only get 2 yards a pop, but they're still going to give him the ball 20-plus times. So it's going to chew. It's going to chew clock. It's going to move the game along. That's what their game plan is. So for me, it's the Colts just inside the number.
Well,
it could be ugly, really ugly.
Here's a key for Phillip Rivers. Okay, what player is synonymous with the major success in his body of work? Okay, and it's with the San Diego Chargers. What position is synonymous with his success?
The tight end.
The tight end. The Antonio Gateses of this world.
Okay.
And they happen to have an elite tight end. Tyler Warren he's a rookie, and he was elite out the box. Kid had all the tangibles. Okay, so what do I see? 6 catches, 7 catches, probably chain movers. 6-7 yards here, first down. Phil knows the game. Phil knows that. You think Phil has ever played against an elite defense? You think Phil's ever beaten an elite defense? Okay, so you want to take those 14 points. I think you're money. I do. I think you're money. I don't think that the game's going to be a 10 or a 13 point differential. I really don't. And if you're really getting screwy, it's going to be really close, and Phil's going to be trying to, drive down and win the game. And it's going to be really tight. So,
all right, good luck with that.
Yeah, go Phil.
Bills Patriots, another big game today.
All right, hang on. Go
You all right?
I'm trying to say it.
Write it down. I'll say it for you.
Go Sorry.
I'll say it for you. I'm on the Bills, and I'm on the Bills for this week. It's their Super Bowl this week. If they lose, the division is over. Patriots obviously will take that. But, some of the narrative of the Patriots' success
it's so hard for me.
Has been their schedule. People like to look at their schedule. Now, you don't get to decide who you play. You just come and show up on Sunday, and you put your pads on and you go. You still got to play football. You still got to beat football teams, NFL players, all that good stuff. So I do put a little bit of stock into strength of schedule, but that strength of schedule changes throughout the year. It doesn't stay consistent. A team loses a player, or maybe they're just not as good as we thought they were, and they drop a few spots. So you still got to play football on Sunday. The Patriots have only lost twice this year on Sunday. So The Bills, roster-wise, and we talked about this too pre-show, is I don't think that they're just a very good roster from top to bottom. I think they have holes. I think their defense is still suspect on the back end. They, for whatever reason, with James Cook, seem to just not use him enough in spots and put the pressure on what they don't have, which is a consistent passing game. There's still no deep threat. Keon Coleman's been bad. Shakir is averaging like his 3 yards a dot, average depth of target. So it's just pretty much just hitches and line of scrimmage throws for him. They don't have somebody that can press the field. And in doing so, it creates mismatches and difficulties to sustain long drives. So it's basically what we've seen the last 4 years. It's put it on Superman's shoulders and let him take the turn. And sometimes he can do that. And he's done that. And he will continue to do that. But Patriots are hungry. And they're a younger, I think, just better roster team that's in a much better spot moving forward. Because they were still rebuilding, I feel like, coming into this year. New coach, not sure how May was going to progress. Obviously, certain different pieces on both sides of the ball. But Vrabel came in right away, set the culture, set the tone, set the example. May's played out of his mind. They've got now, for a while, they had a tandem at running back positions until the injury and some drops.
Stevenson's back, though.
Yeah, he's back now. And again, they have the pieces. The Patriots are. I still think they're a draft away. And if they have success in this year's draft, I think they're even better next year. Yeah,
that's scary.
Okay, they still got to play this game today. Vegas is telling you that Buffalo is a 2.5-point favorite, which means they feel Buffalo's going to win this game. It's tough. I'm going to check the weather again real quick in that game because there were some weather games today. And I think that one was just going to be extremely cold. It just says yellow. Snow falls before the game. Should clear about kickoff. But the temperatures are still going to be in the low 20s, and the wind is going to sustain at 10 to 15.
Right.
So that's what football is this time of year. And I don't think it's going to really affect either team in this spot. So, I mean, they're telling you Buffalo's going to win. I'm going to take Buffalo. Just because
the Buffalo Bills have the same problem that the Kansas City Chiefs have. Nobody outstanding at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Nobody outstanding at the wide receiver position. Now they have some other schmo that nobody's ever heard of, and now he's stepping up and getting big catches. Okay, but they have nobody at wide receiver. Nobody. They had to go back and get Gabe Davis back. They got nobody at wide receiver.
They're just thin. So I kind of feel like, certainly, I don't know how this game's going to play out, but if it doesn't go the Bills' way, they lose this game, they're probably not getting a home playoff game, and they're probably going to be a dog in the playoffs.
Well, I always hope that the Bills lose. Okay, even in this situation where the Patriots are resurgent. Okay, and you everything in the back of my head says go Pit. I can't say it.
Do you think McDermott's on the hot seat if
who? McDermott?
Yeah. Do you think if let's say they make the playoffs, let's say they're bounced in the first game,
and they will be.
Do you think that it's time for a rebuild there?
No. Because
are they still resting on his laurels?
Here comes the cavalry. Guess who the cavalry is? Brian Daboll. Okay, Daboll is an unemployed former head coach. He is the former offensive coordinator when they were in the AFC Championship every year, 3-4 years in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that fixed Josh Allen. Okay, he will be the guy that comes back. He will make sure that the Bills pick some sort of alpha wide receiver, maybe even pick up a couple. Okay, they are going to make sure that there is going to be a WR1 in that building. And he's going to fix it next year. They're not going anywhere. None of those coaches are going anywhere. Hell, even Joe Brady isn't going anywhere. Joe Brady is the offensive coordinator, quarterback coach. Yeah. He'll still be the quarterback coach.
I mean, since McDermott's gotten there, especially the first few years, they had playoff success.
Right.
He changed the franchise, rebuilt the culture.
Right.
I mean, almost Tomlin-esque, although Tomlin, that tree was strong all the way through. They just passed it to him.
Right.
McDermott had to rebuild it, and he did. And
he did.
Successful.
He built it,
and they were successful. So, again, it all depends on what level of loyalty that ownership and he has.
And McDermott is tight with them. I'm telling you, McDermott's going nowhere. Okay. And as for James Cook, okay, Buffalo found out the hard way earlier this year. They started to lean on him, okay, and he had back-to-back 20-plus carry games. And then what happened? He was out for 2 weeks. Okay? I'm not saying that Cook is brittle, but I am saying that carrying the load, being the alpha back, he can't sustain it for very long. He's going to get nicked. That's the reason why you're seeing Ray Davis get carries.
I think both teams
and the other kid, what, Taylor? You're seeing Johnson.
I think
Tyler Johnson. You're seeing the other two backs get a lot of touches.
All the teams that are in contention, I think, know that they have to have a deep backfield because, again, the injuries are just they're pronounced and they're everywhere and it's every week. And you have to assume that all of your key player starters are going to miss between 2 and 4 weeks during the season at some point. Maybe it's in one trip. Maybe it's a short trip to the IR, 4-week stint. Maybe it's a questionable tag that keeps them out for a Sunday. But all these teams have to have depth, and they have to have it at the key positions. So, I mean, that's the coach's, GM's responsibility. Players, that's player development. That's everything. And certain teams do it better than others.
Give me the Pats to impose their will. This is a Vrabel game. Okay, this is a Vrabel game. When Vrabel was at Tennessee and they were taking down the Steelers and they were taking down the high-flying Bengals, okay, it was Vrabel game. And Vrabel is the Patriot way. Take away your favorite thing and make your life hard on all levels. So I'm going to take the
Patriots. Well,
those guys.
I'm going to take the Bills. I think they win it by a field goal late, and that's going to be how they do it. So,
Boo!
we have only a couple of really good games this week. And let's talk about Packers and Broncos. That's a big one.
How the hell are the 11-2 Denver Broncos 2.5-point dogs at home?
6-0 at home this year, too.
How?
Denver's a real home field advantage.
Yeah.
There's still about 3 or 4 teams in the league that carry that home field advantage, and the Broncos are definitely one of them. It's a little shocking. I do think the Packers, though, they're really good. I mean, we've seen them dominate on both sides of the ball. Defensively, early in the year, they had some games they strung together. And, again, early in the year, it was, Parsons not making an impact. And all of a sudden, he went through a 4 or 5 game stretch, and he was wrecking everybody. And they were like, oh, it's the greatest trade ever. Worked out for both teams, et cetera, et cetera. The Packers are really good. And I think they have an outside shot to steal the NFC. But that being said, the Broncos are really good. And that's one of the toughest places to play in football.
My money is on Sean Payton.
Yeah. Weather's not a factor, surprisingly, which is ironic because both of these two teams...
Cold weather teams?
And it's probably the warmest day in Denver's history for this time of year. It's 61 degrees in
Still
Denver.
going to need oxygen.
Yeah, they will. But again, it's such... It's an aberration weather-wise.
They're a mile in the air.
I know.
They're 6,000 feet up.
It's colder today in the Saints Dome than it is in Denver, which is insane. Yeah, I mean, you have temperatures 11 degrees, 12 degrees.
What climate change? What?
60 degrees in Denver. So anyway, great football game.
I'm going to stand outside with an aerosol can and spray up in the air.
That total, despite weather not being a factor, is only 42.5. These defenses are going to break it. I think Denver's defense is really good, too. So, I don't know. I mean, Vegas, again, they're telling you something. They're telling you a very close game, back and forth, low total. So... And both teams trying to run the ball, trying to establish some dominance.
Take the under.
It's tough. I'm on the Broncos at home. I think they stay undefeated at home.
We have our first broom.
Yeah.
Broom.
Staying at home with that. But again, would not be surprising either way because Green Bay, I think, it is a 1 or 2 overall in the NFC. So that's my pick in that game. Lions and Rams. I predicted coming into the year the Rams were never going to struggle, but you were going to see the difference in losing 2 coordinators. We see the effect Ben Johnson has immediately in Chicago and how he somewhat turned that city into.
And Aaron Glenn as well. But when you lose 2 major pieces in your coaching staff, probably the vice president and the secretary of state in terms of power, and they're gone. It's an adjustment. It's an adjustment for everybody in the building, for the players on the field. Okay, now, they're still super talented. Detroit's got weapons all over the field. But they haven't been consistent on defense this year at times. And even offensively. They've been hurt on defense as well.
And again. Fun. Everybody's hurt this time of year.
Again.
The Rams are a full 6-point. They're a touchdown favorite for a team that doesn't really have a home
A
field
lot
advantage.
of points to be laying in a temperature-controlled environment.
You know, it's pretty good. It's SoFi Stadium. It's always temperature controlled.
Exactly.
That being said, I mean, the Rams, Puka Nacua last week,
Sure.
every catch he made was a highlight reel.
Sure.
Insane.
And there's nobody. They've got like an Uber driver, an out of work sous chef, the guy who used to work for Amazon. That's their defensive backfield in Detroit now.
Really bad.
Okay, you know, and a 7th round draft choice from a Division II school.
I'm hoping Stafford
guy who played cornerback before
continues to pad his stats en route to the MVP this year.
Sure, because he's an old guy. Why not?
I got Stafford in DFS, actually. That's my quarterback.
Sure.
So,
I've had him most of the year. He's the reason why I won any games in fantasy.
Yeah, I'm on the Rams. I'm going to lay the 6.
You're going to lay the 6?
Yeah, because, again, Vegas is just 6 points. Okay, take it. The Lions are 8-5 looking up at 2 teams right now. They're going to have an issue getting not only the division, but in the playoffs if this continues. They lose today. Excuse me. I think they're a full 2 games back. And that's a problem
So
with
you know
only
how
4
we're
or
gonna
5
fix
to go.
that?
So
You know how we're going to fix that? We're going to run the ball 45 times.
okay,
Okay, it's going to be the Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery show. Okay, you want your player props? Gibbs over 100 yards rushing. They're just going to keep handing him the ball. Montgomery at least 1 touchdown. He's the goal line guy. Crossing routes to Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're not going to make it fancy. They're going to keep that explosive Rams offense, especially when you got a wet paper bag for a defensive backfield, going to keep them on the bench. They're going to go for time of possession, and they're going to try to play defense, and they're going to cover that 6. I'll take that 6 points. Num.
a
And
lot.
Yeah.
okay. We haven't agreed on anything but one game yet. So
Yeah, well, it's because you're stupid
that's because one of us will be right.
and ugly. Who buys VW SUVs anymore?
I don't know. It was gifted to me.
It was gifted. It was a gift.
Bengals and Ravens.
It wasn't a gift. It was foisted on you.
It would have been an insult if I didn't take it. Ravens and Bengals, the Bungles, and the Dirty Birds. 2.5 points, another road favorite. I don't know. I think the Ravens are done. I think that loss last week kind of just got them in a position where they're looking around the room going, who really are we? You know, I mean, who are we exactly? And the Bengals, I don't know. I think Joe at home has got some pride. Again, he only has half that tread on the tires this year because he missed half the season. So he's healthy. He's in a good spot. They don't have Higgins today, but they do have Chase and his 37 targets. He's going to get
Yushavas. Give me Yushavas.
Yeah, give me him too. I'm taking the Bengals. I think they're just going to be angry and they're going to enjoy beating the Ravens. I think Joe has another big day, and if you can get pieces in that offense, Chase is the most expensive receiver today with good reason. Take him.
Wait. We have breaking news. Joe Burrow fires a cryptic shot across the bow of the Brown family, the owners of the Cincinnati Bengals, insisting that he needs to, and I quote, have fun playing football. He needs to get back to that. Could Joe Burrow possibly be leaving Cincinnati?
I don't know.
Could he possibly take his ball and go elsewhere?
To Pittsburgh? Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Well, there are a couple of places that he does want to play. Okay. And one of them is not Pittsburgh. Sorry.
I think if we
Hate to break it
traded Tomlin 2 first-round picks over the next 2 years, we give him half the rights to any restaurant, any Pittsburgh-based restaurant, like Permante's. We give him 50% ownership
Permanente Brothers.
in all of the Permanente Brothers
All
restaurants.
the pizza you can eat.
Yes, and sandwiches with French fries and coleslaw.
You guys can eat all the pizzas you can eat.
Yins, boy, the
Yins can have all you can eat.
So that's what I would offer the Bengals for Joe Burrow right now. But
No.
I don't think they're going to take it.
No. And although Burrow would be smart to GTFO Cincinnati, that is just a dreadful organization. As long as the Brown family owns that team, they're never going to win a Super Bowl. Ever.
Yeah, the only good Brown really is UPS,
Yeah.
honestly. So,
That and Ronnie Brown, James Brown,
oh, okay.
Jim Brown.
I got a few. Well, they're not here anymore.
But
I get it.
nobody named Brown that owns just terrible.
Durable.
So, yeah, give me Cincinnati and, what was it, 2.5 points?
Yeah.
At home?
Yeah.
Home dog?
You know what you do? You alternate line to 3.5.
Ooh.
And just
that's
in
a good
case
one.
they lose by a field goal, you're
Not a tease, alternate line.
You're a wiener. If that happens.
And the point line is what?
The over/under?
Yeah.
It was a big one. 51.5. They expect points in that game.
Over.
Yeah.
Over because the Cincinnati defense is terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. That's just terrible. And by the way, did you see Charles and Dick Vitale last night?
I know he donated some money to the charity. I saw that.
They were calling the Kentucky game in college.
Oh wow.
Absolute riot. We had to have more Charles calling games. It's just an absolute riot. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I would throw some money on that over. I would get into that over. I would get into Joe Burrow plus points. You want to play or prop? Like I said,
Yoshivas.
He always does well when Higgins and or Chase are out. So, and it's a matter of it's a division game. It's a matter of this is something Burrow would take pride in tamping down Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
Take pride in it.
Yeah, and really, and they're 4-9. They're really out of the playoff chase. But there is a scenario where if the Ravens lose every game and the Steelers lose every game, the Bengals win every game.
They would win 8 and 9.
Yeah, because the
They
Ravens
would win the division.
They're only 2 games back behind the Ravens,
That's
and
the Seattle Seahawks all over again.
They're
for crying
3
out loud.
back of us, and we play them still.
Well,
so
and the Dolphins could make the playoffs over the Bills if the Bills keep losing. What's your point?
I don't know. That's not going to happen. Dolphins don't even probably win tomorrow night. But
oh, now we're going to fight.
All right, let's go. Steelers Dolphins Monday Night Football. Steelers are 3-point favorite. Okay, now it's an easy call here if you're looking at the weather and the inability for the Dolphins and Tua under 40 degrees or some shit they always say. There's truth to that, but that's not the definitive reason why the Dolphins don't win tomorrow. I just think that now TJ Watt's in the hospital. You heard that, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how he got there?
He was doing some sort of acupuncture
Dry
on
needling.
his back.
Yeah, dry needling.
Yeah, dry acupuncture.
And it punctured a lung. Well, no, it's not acupuncture. Dry needling goes much deeper. It goes much deeper down to the nerve level.
Well, that'll teach you.
Acupuncture's on the surface more so still, but it's a
I think
deeper,
you got some lung on that one.
Yeah, it's a deep. Now I read a little bit about it. It's not common, but it does happen that there is a specific nerve related to the lung, and if they can catch that with the needle,
Bet you don't do that again.
problems. Yeah. So anyway, my daughter has had that done. I mean, not anymore. I'll tell her, but still, I mean, athletes typically go through a myriad of
I like
treatments.
acupuncture.
Yeah, I do too. All right, so back to the game. So TJ Watt's questionable. I don't think he's going to play.
He's not.
He's been ruled out.
He just got out of the hospital this morning.
Okay, well, I haven't seen anything in terms of him not playing.
They ruled him out.
Oh, they did?
I mean, they could still rule him back in.
Yeah. Well, anyway, minus TJ Watt. Again, I don't know. The Steelers played well last week against the Ravens. That was maybe Aaron Rodgers, one of his best games of the year. I don't know. I mean, the Dolphins are on a little bit of a hot streak. Again, you can look at their schedule and some of the teams they beat up on to get right. It's a tough game.
Revenge!
I'm taking the Steelers, laying the field goal.
Well, of course, I'm going to take the Dolphins, and I'm going to take those points. And here's the reason why. 3 guys. Jonnu Smith, Deshaun Elliott, and Jalen Ramsey. Okay? All 3 of those guys did not have very much complimentary to say on their way out the door. And Deshaun Elliott being prime, being number 1 amongst those of shitting on Miami's culture. Okay, Ramsey being a little dismissive of, I'm glad I'm out of there. And Jonnu Smith going, I don't understand. I had a great year last year. Yes, you did, and you demanded more money. And yes, Chris Greer is a schmuck. And he's gone. I really wish Jonnu Smith would have stayed, but it is what it is. It's the same deal with a guy like Raheem Mostert. Okay, we were talking about teams have to have multiple running backs. Okay, well the writing was on the wall for Mostert when the Dolphins drafted Ollie Gordon III. Okay, a little bigger and younger clone of Raheem Mostert. The same, hard-hitting back, can catch the ball, et cetera, et cetera. And we saw last week, Jalen Wright, young man can ball, 24 carries, 110 yards. Okay? But you're going to see the Dolphins try to run the ball down Pittsburgh's throat. Period.
Yeah. You know what?
So I'll take my Dolphins.
When the Steelers' defense has been good, when they've played good, they've created turnovers. We're in the plus overall. Mm-hmm. And Tua's got 14 interceptions this year. I believe he leads the league in turnovers.
So throw the ball 12 times. I don't care.
All right, well, they're going to probably want to limit the amount of exposure that they get to that. Because
100%.
If the Steelers,
Joey Porter Jr. is one of the best corners in the friggin' league.
If the Steelers are getting turnovers,
even though Ramsey's a punk, he's still one of the best corners. Or now he's playing safety, right?
Yeah.
Nickel corner and safety.
Yeah. But that aside, I don't know. I just don't think the Dolphins. It just seems like once the Steelers defense gets a turnover, they're really opportunistic. They take advantage, and I think you're going to see spots tomorrow where they're going to force the Dolphins into some spots, unless they're going to just give it the A-chain 30 times and Jalen Wright 10 more times or whatever they're going to do.
And Ollie Gordon about 5 or 6 times.
Just to run.
They're going to run the ball 30 times.
And luckily for the Dolphins defense, for the Dolphins offense, is that the Steelers defense against the run is terrible.
Terrible.
I mean, absolutely terrible. So.
But you're still going to take your Steelers.
Oh, yeah, I still got to take
And you're 22 degrees.
Yeah, it's going to be chilly. Very, very chilly.
It's going to be chilly.
It's going to be chilly.
Chilly.
I know what chilly is up there. So
5 degrees colder than 5 degrees warmer than my coldest ever. The coldest temperature I ever experienced was 17 degrees, and it was unpleasant. Okay, if there was any inkling as to whether I would move north where 17 degrees happens, it went away at that juncture. When I stepped out of that hotel room and the breeze shot up my pant leg, I was like, oh, this isn't too bad.
yeah, it's cold.
Ah!
It's cold. It's chilly.
It starts you trotting. You're walking out to the car. Oh, this isn't too bad. Oh, hey, let's go. Come on, let's go. Get the truck. Yeah, no. Brr. Bleh.
Yeah, we like palm trees. Palm trees are good. What other games you want to talk about? You just want to talk about stuff. Like DFS stuff. No, it's like Jets and Jaguars. Who cares?
What?
Jaguars are a 14-point favorite.
Yeah, and listen, prop bets or something here.
Yeah,
okay?
all right. Then play the
HRB with the props.
Defense.
ATN rushing. ATN touchdown. ATN Travis. Etienne. Hey, I'm from South Florida. I can speak with that patois accent.
Okay, patois.
Sans passer.
A little breezy in Jacksonville today, they said.
Who cares?
$62. You can go see the game.
Yeah, but $62, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Hurry.
Jacksonville.
Come on. What's it, 1 o'clock?
I'm not going to that rat hole stadium.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Give me Trevor Lawrence. To Jacoby Myers and Associates. It's going to be a big offensive day. I mean, lay in 14, tease it up.
Oh.
Tease it up to 16.5. Get that hook.
Oh,
why? Because they're going to win by 17 or more.
Oh, jeez. The total is only 40.5, so there's not much room for error there.
Over. Take the over.
Maybe a 23-6 game. That was good. Texans, Cardinals. Cardinals are out of it. Kyler Murray shut down. I think Kyler Murray has played his last snap in Arizona. How about that?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I think that's over. I think that time has run its course, and he'll be on.
He's at home playing League of Legends right now.
Hell yeah, he is.
You're betting on him in League of Legends
Probably
right now.
So. Counter-Strike. He's out there killing it right now.
He's out there playing Counter-Strike.
It's Call of Duty, baby. Let's go. So the Texans, these are some big spreads this week. 10.5, 14, 12.5.
You don't like them?
7.5. No, this
the
game.
The big ones with the hooks are the nastiest.
Yeah, this 10.5 Texans game. Again, Texans defense is just, man, they're legit. They are not giving up anything. In terms of their rushing yards a game, they're 4th in the league. Passing yards allowed per game, they're 3rd in the league.
The only guy that's going to eat today is going to be McBride.
Yeah, well, again, because volume is going to be his best friend. They're just going to have to be thrown in. And
12 targets, 10 catches.
And to be honest, on the other side, for the receivers for them, Michael Wilson has been the story. He's getting 10, 12 targets a week. and making the most out of it. To be honest with you,
because Jacoby Brissett doesn't care who was a first-round draft choice.
Well, Marvin Harrison's been hurt as well, but I can tell you that you're right. Teams should be looking at the player and not where they've been taken, because Michael Wilson seems to be a guy that they may have overlooked for a while, and then realize now they've got themselves an ace. They got a number one in Michael Wilson.
Can I tell you, Marvin Harrison Jr., he inherited a lot from his dad, but I think he inherited his mother's toughness. Physical toughness. I'm sure his mother was a mentally and emotionally tough woman, but she can't take a shot going over the middle. She can't high point the ball and come down and twist an ankle. Her boy can.
Yeah.
The kid has been hurt 3 times this year, and twice on non-contact. Nobody touched him.
Yeah, it's tough being a small guy in the NFL.
He's not small.
How big is he?
He's 6'1".
No, that's small.
He's a big guy.
That's small. I'm 6'4".
He's not small. He's not small.
How big are you?
I'm 6'5".
You're smaller than us.
And if you believe my cardiologist's scale, I weigh 377 pounds.
That's a lot.
I weighed 371 not a week ago. I didn't eat that much. Lies!
DFS.
Yeah, well, I'll let you handle this. Because I've been horrible at DFS the last 2 years.
Yeah, well,
terrible.
I mean, I haven't been wonderfully great either. My issue is the same, and I'll say it every week.
I'll be on my phone.
If I had a way to get 2 other guys like me, like if I had 2 brothers, like 2 smart guys like me, I'm going to put you out of this equation.
I'm out of this equation.
But if I had 2 brothers, 2 smart guys like me, I feel like we can make the perfect lineup. Because every week, I just crush 6 of these 9 spots. And it's just the 7th spot, I get a 3 or I get a goose egg from somebody, and I always fall just short of the cash line in these tournaments. Not always, but that's been sort of the story this year. And scoring has come down. If you look at, we talked about last week in weekly, there was 75 to 74. That was a final score in one of these games. So it's been tough to get points, and I just think it's probably not going to get much better as the weather changes and it becomes more of a factor in these games. I have 3 running backs in my lineup today. DK, you can put a flex spot. There's a flex spot. So I ended up throwing in an additional running back in there. Again, just thinking that with maybe some lower scores today and a little bit more ball control, the running backs are going to just be more involved. So my 3 running backs today, I've got Etienne, who we talked about, in a plus script.
Told you.
20 touches a game he's been averaging over the last 6. Tootin had inroads earlier in the year, mid-season. He was getting goal line work and other things, but he fell out of favor. 4 touches last week. He had a couple of drops. So it's basically Etienne's backfield right now. So I like him a lot. I got Travion Henderson today in a game I think is going to stay competitive.
Travion is going to bust the Bills up.
Yeah, I think the Bills have been struggling to stop the run. And my 3rd running back is Tyrone Tracy.
Dadgummit!
Dadgummit, yeah.
Dang!
So I got Tyrone Tracy as my other running back because he's been getting a ton of work. Obviously Dart being back at least gives them some honesty in that backfield now because they've got 2 running threats back there.
Yep.
And an ability to push the ball downfield.
I told y'all Dart's going to have a rushing touchdown today.
So originally I had Dart in there because he was so cheap, but that is the worst weather game on the field. On the board today, the field is the only field that's not heated. All these other fields are heated. That field is not heated. So Giant Stadium, wow. 2 football teams that play there, and they can't give them a decent stadium.
Listen, you know what my prediction is. In 10 years, most NFL stadiums will be retractable domed. Most. Whether it's a hot weather or a cold weather team. Yeah. Most. Yeah. The same situation that you have in Phoenix, Arizona with the Cardinals. Nobody wants to go to a football game where it's 110 degrees outside. I don't care if it's a goddamn dry heat. Nobody wants to go mess around in that shit. Okay? Well, the same can be said for the same bullshit that happened in Kansas City a couple of years ago. You're trying to play in a negative 11 degrees? Get the
Yeah, it's football.
Get out of here.
Football has changed quite a bit
Finably.
from where those sorts of games were glamorized in the 70s and 80s, where it was much more physical and everything else. Yeah,
The Ice Bowl is over.
Now people want points and scoring and props and everything else. It's all pro offense. Even the referees are pushing offense. So, yeah, weather certainly I don't think should define a game. It should not.
Sorry, Green Bay. No more frozen tundra.
Yeah, so.
Put a lid on it.
I sort of agree with that.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Quarterback-wise, I went with Stafford. Detroit's having a lot of issues on the back end. What I noticed in looking at my lineup now is I've talked about this on DK. DK gives you that little green number and the little red numbers next to it,
Yep.
which is basically
The
telling
ranking.
you the rankings or what those players do against those positions.
Position ranking.
And I'm looking down my list here, and I got a lot of greens. I got Stafford 26th, ATN 30th, Henderson 26th, all the way to the bottom, McLaurin, Andrews, all green, 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 green. A couple of non-greens. I got to mix it up. I got to put some colors in there.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is I'm curious to see how it all plays out today. That was not my intention, but I just went along with what DK apparently believes in terms of the easeability in some of these matchups. So I think scoring is going to come at a premium today, except for a few games where there's not much weather. And it's going to be, I think, overall maybe a little bit of another depressed scoring week. So you got to pick your spots, and you got to be in plus spots. So for me, as we get into these colder games, I think volume is going to be where I'm going to be targeted. Because if you limit your ceiling, there are ways to limit your ceiling. Weather certainly is one of them. A lack of volume is certainly another. You have left chances to put up points in one way or another. Game script, situational things, you can go down the line. But I think if you start with weather and volume, I think those are two good places to start to build lineups. And if you got guys that are touching the ball 20 times, that's the guys you're targeting. Okay, that's what you're looking for. So, volume is king. Tracy's going to get the volume in there, and that offense today gets a bad Washington team who may have given up, especially now with Jaden Daniels not back
They
after the
didn't
second week.
give
I
up.
think they gave up. Washington gave up. So, give up. They're done.
They didn't give up. They didn't give up. Last week was a bad day at the office. Yes.
For Washington?
Yeah, they got smoked, 31-0. I believe me, I watched most of it.
Bad day
Okay.
at the office.
They had a bad day at the office.
They rushed their quarterback early from a broken elbow, okay, and bad day at the office. Had they had 10 other bad days at the office? Because they're 3-10.
Yes, they're terrible.
Okay, they're terrible. So, yeah, and the Giants have 2 wins, but at least you can say they've been competitive in spots this year. They've given a few of those games away, but they're scoring. Giants, I love Tyrone Tracy today. I think he gets a ton of volume. So my lineup is green heavy, running back heavy, and a lot of Matt Stafford throwing it all over the field. Now, is Devontae Adams playing today? Sorry, I was questioning.
Yes.
He is playing today.
Yes.
So they're at full strength. I like that. So,
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're looking for Stafford, Nakua, Adams. Everybody's going to be going off over there because there's nobody in the defensive backfield for the Lions.
yeah. Dart is projected to have the most fantasy points this week, according to ESPN, for quarterbacks. I don't know how much they put weather into that because, again, that's a crappy game for
Rushing
weather.
touchdowns, baby.
Possible. It's possible. But I'm hoping he don't hog it all. I'm hoping he gives some.
Because of Tracy, yeah.
because of Tyrone. Although I do have Jackson starting.
You better call Tyrone.
Yeah. So that's what I got today for DFS.
I think we're out of stuff. We've actually ripped through everything.
If I may brag a little bit.
You want to talk about aliens?
Do you know how many? Last week I said there was going to be 3 50-point field goals on an average of 7 or 8 per week.
50-yard field, yes.
Yes, there were 0
0.
50-yarders last week made. Went through all the games.
So were you really good at being pessimistic?
I was just able to pick
You
up
took
a
the
trend.
under hard?
I didn't take any under. They don't bet kickers.
Well,
But
Hard Rock Bets must have heard you because they no longer offer unders as far as field goals. They no longer offer the under option whatsoever. Usually it's 1.5, and if you go under, that means 1 or 0, and and 1.5 is the over. Now they're like, we're no longer offering overs or unders. So you scared them.
Well, I'm glad they're listening. I'm glad you're paying attention, people, because I've been screaming from the rooftops forever.
Dude, what do you want? You want kickers to be eliminated now? Everybody's got to go for 2? What is this? What is this? The USFL? What is this? The UFL?
I think the game needs to adjust to the kickers ability to make kicks. Cameron Dicker, you know what his kicking percentage is? He has made 92% of his kicks in his career.
Well, his name is alliterative with his job. He is Dicker the Kicker.
Well, I gave him that nickname. It's a little bit gay.
His middle name is The.
Yeah. So 92%, best kicker in NFL history. Dude doesn't miss. I think they should move the goalposts.
Move them where?
No, while they're kicking. Just like they do in the arcade. You know that the drop-a-shot basket?
You're a weirdo.
The first round, it just stays in place. And then the second round, it moves and moves. And I think once you get your first 50-yarder, I think they should just keep the field goal moving the entire time.
Listen, you do not change the physical parameters of a game that have been in place for 100 years because a position gets better.
You can hire a couple of Amish kids
No.
to carry the
Just
goalposts back and forth. You just need 2 of them. Just go back and forth and just,
Why don't you just put it on a swivel and then have it go side to side like this?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to move. It doesn't have to move laterally. It just has to swing side to side.
I'm trying to create jobs. So for me, I
You're
think
a weirdo.
personally we should hire the Amish super strong and just have them carry the goalposts.
It's just super
strong.
That racist? That's
Not
racist
at all.
adjacent.
That's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
I'm going to be living next to the Amish at some point in my life. So I love the Amish people. I wish they watched sports. Shit.
Hi, Christian. That it is.
So, yeah.
I didn't think I could do Amish.
Kickers are just unbelievable right now. It's right now. It seems like if you've got 40 seconds on the clock, even if you're at your own 10 and a timeout, you got a shot because you got to get to the 40 of the other opposing team anymore. We used to see, and this was on for years. They used to have that yellow line, which is what they wanted the team to get to give their kicker a chance.
Right.
Now they have a shaded box.
A box, a zone.
A 30-yard pillow cushion, essentially.
Right.
That if you hit that spot, you're guaranteed
Well,
to make
that
your
line
kick.
that line now represents the max, the career max of whatever kicker has kicked
Well,
that
they
far.
have moved it back probably about 15 yards on most of these kickers.
Right, and Cam Little is the only guy that has that line established at his own 49-yard line.
Yeah. So kicking has changed. The game has changed. These guys are getting super good. And part of it is, I think, the evolution of soccer here in this country.
Hell yeah.
And I think the evolution, because he was a former soccer player.
Well, and the same with Aubrey, there's a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, there are at least a dozen NFL scouts that are over in Europe watching soccer, that are watching guys, especially goalies. Okay, goalkeepers are the guys who usually have the strongest leg. Okay, the goalkeepers and the center forwards. Okay, those guys all have the strongest legs. Okay, the center forward have the strongest leg as far as kicking the ball with velocity and with kicking the ball, with a little bit of English on it, if you will, no pun intended. But goalkeepers, those are the guys that punt the ball 80 yards. 90 yards, all the way across the damn field. Okay, and that's what you're going to start getting is either going to get the little, like I said, the center forwards, okay, who have high velocity legs, or you're going to get these goalkeepers who are bigger dudes, like 6 foot tall, but they can kick the ball a mile. You're already seeing a lot of punters hailing from Australia who played Aussie football, footy, if you will. Okay. Those guys are punting the ball 60, 70 yards and wherever they want it. Their location is ludicrous. Okay, so the evolution of the kicking game, the special teams game, it annoys you. Because what? There's no hitting. There's no.
No, it
It's
annoys.
free points.
I have selfish reasons. It annoys me because I'm bad at prognosticating kickers.
You're bad at picking kickers.
Yeah, and they've hurt me terribly
Stupid
in my
kickers.
fantasy career. And
I'll beat you with a kicker.
My only issue with this from a fantasy, not NFL, kickers and punters are sexy in my opinion. I think they're starting to make a comeback. Okay, women love punters. How about that? But my always bitch has been fantasy related because again, fantasy sports is supposed to be a thinking man's game. Okay, it's accumulation of stats. It's prognosticating a bunch of different information to try and create an outcome. And again, we're not right half the time, but it's still fun to do. It's what we do. Kickers takes no work at all to decide. I have done every time I've picked up a kicker. I don't think I've put more than 30 seconds of anything into
All
it
right.
because they're kickers. And
can I give you my metrics for choosing kickers? Can I give you my metrics? Because there is metrics.
all right, please.
And you admit it, I'm very good with kickers, right?
You're better than most.
I'm better than most. Okay? Here's how you pick kickers. Okay? Coaching philosophy. Which coaches rely on kickers? Which coaches will kick 50-plus yard field goals? Okay? Because they believe in their kicker. Okay? Yes, a lot of kicker you see ability tiers, okay? Tiers in ability with these kickers, okay? And Tucker was the guy for the longest time. It seemed that the key to his success, his edge was, happy endings, I guess. Whatever.
Whoa.
And now that he no longer gets those, he can't kick worth a damn. Same can be said for Deshaun Watson. He was a great quarterback while he was getting happy endings. Now, can't throw an out route. So, what you see is ability and philosophy. And what you're starting to see is these kickers that can kick the ball a friggin' mile. 68 yards, Cam Little.
Yeah.
And that cleared the crossbar.
That's crazy.
Could have gone 70, could have gone 71.
Crazy.
Okay, so the 50-yard line, first of all, is no longer the scary part. Okay, at 68 yards, that ball was on the his own 49-yard line, and he put it through the uprights. He put it over the crossbar. So you're getting kickers kicking 55 to 65-yard field goals with more regularity. So you have to pay attention to the head coach's philosophy on these things. Who kicks the most field goals?
Here's something I just picked up. 50-yarders this year.
Yep.
All the kickers listed.
Mm-hmm.
2 of the top 10 are in cold climates. All the rest are in controlled climates. I think
Okay.
that could be another factor, too.
Okay.
I'll give you the
yes,
example.
that is it. Let me tell you what. Dome kickers, I go after them all day long.
Yeah, well, even just
All day.
good weather, like Chase McLaughlin. They play in
Right.
Tampa, 10 50-yarders. Brendan Aubrey, Dallas, Dome, 9.
All night.
Minnesota Vikings,
Yep.
Dome, 8. Joey Sly, Tennessee, the only one, and that's not really a cold climate. That'll
And
change.
Joey's been around a minute. Joey knows how to kick in bad weather.
Next, Jason Meyer, Seattle Dome.
Yep.
Chris Boswell, who's the best
No,
outside.
Seattle is not a dome
Oh, no,
anymore.
you're right. Not the last 2 years. But they do have a temperate, controlled environment.
Jason Elliott.
Yeah. Boswell.
Lions.
Boswell's a beast. We know that. And then you got Pinheiro for the Niners and the Chargers and the Jaguars. So in Houston. So I think another angle should be weather and temperature-controlled climates.
Sure.
Yeah, that don't affect us.
Certainly.
Wind blows the balls.
Certainly. But you also you have to have a kicker with a prolific offense. That's the reason why Elliott's been killing it this year. Okay, even though the Lions have been having troubles scoring as much as they have in the past couple of years, okay, he's been reaping the benefit. I mean, he scored 20 points last week. 20.
Eagles.
Not Jason Elliott.
Detroit's kicker
Yeah.
is. I'll think of it.
I'm the kicker whisperer.
Bates.
I know everything.
Jake Bates.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Bates. Elliott's been another one, though,
Yeah.
because the Eagles have been stalling. And he's been kicking, 40, 45-yard field goals over and over and over and over again?
Yeah, their offense.
So you have to have an offense that's going to get down there. You have to have a coach that believes in kicking, okay? Believes in kicking. I mean, look at Tyler Loop. Who knew who the hell Tyler Loop was? Kid with a strong leg. Oh, and a Harbaugh that likes to kick. Oh, Harbaugh. Kicker, Dicker the kicker, Harbaugh. Huh? Yeah. So coaching philosophy. I mean, the ability, of course, has to be there. Dome, the offense has to move up and down the field. You can't have a terrible offense.
Terrible.
Okay, you just can't. You can't have a terrible offense.
You need points. Your team's got to score.
Okay.
And you do get a point for kicking the extra point when
I know.
one teams do decide. So, yeah, offenses are good. Temperate climates are good. Those are all good pluses for kickers. I just don't like them.
Okay, good. We established that. All right, so next week, we're going to be back here on the 21st. You going to be here on the 21st? 2/1, 21st, next Sunday.
It should be.
I always have to check.
It should be. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I know you're not going to go on any road trips anytime soon.
I got to get a car.
Yeah, I'm going to razz you about that thing so bad.
Buy Volkswagen.
Don't you dare.
If you want to break down every
No,
6
you go
months.
see my friend Adam over at Lou Back Road Chevrolet.
Yeah.
And you go get you a Chevy Tahoe. Those are nice, actually. The Tahoes are really, really, it's Lou Backroad Chevrolet on Atlantic Boulevard here in Pompano Beach.
I've been there.
Anything else before we go?
No.
No?
I think we're good.
Okay. Well, thanks for playing along and tolerating our nonsense for another Sunday morning. Wow, right at 12 o'clock. I don't know. I almost want to stall. But make sure, for those of you watching on YouTube, to like and subscribe. I think the button is like right there. And we'll see you guys here next week, 11 a.m. sharp, here on the Gonzo Radio Network, on Facebook Live, on Twitch. Twitch. I know we've so got like a closet audience on Twitch, because these gamers like to play Madden and they also like to gamble. So we're here for you, baby. So on behalf of myself and this guy, say goodbye to the nice people.
Peace out, good people.
Okay, and we'll see you guys next week here on the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk.